Sometimes things feel hurtful because you carry around the context. You create the scene where this thing is hurtful because of the context you carry, because you're not yet flexible in perceiving a different context. What the fuck am I talking about? Let me tell you what. I spent a lifetime feeling like my feelings were hurt by everyone all the time. Underneath my skin, I spent so much time afraid and ashamed. Other people did not know that about me. They wouldn't have told you that they thought that I was sensitive because I chameleoned it up. I was like a guinea pig. I acted like a prey animal. I just hunkered down. But here's what I mean. When we went to Wisconsin and I took a shower, I noticed that it felt like there was oil, some kind of weird slick, lotiony oil thing on my skin. At this season of my life, notice a lot of things about my physicality, and I don't enjoy feeling slick and lotiony, especially not in the shower. In the shower with the water on me. All right, so here's what it was. That water is hard water, so they have to add a softener to that water. And then when I was standing there, and then when I looked at we're staying at this cabin, I looked at this little thing and it had a little water softener. It's like, oh, okay. So I didn't have to be distracted by the feeling that I wasn't clean yet. That's the context. The thing, like somebody would have said, words, would have been this slickery feeling that I'm not crazy about. The context was they use water softener. In my regular walk around life, I live in a place where we don't use water softener. So if my skin does feel like that in the shower, I am either putting on or rinsing off something slick off of my body. My body doesn't feel like that when it's clean. So notice, you can take words and phrases and facial expressions from other people, and they can show up, and then you don't have the flexibility yet to understand your first initial perception of whatever those words or that face is not capital T true. It is carried by the context that you carry around. In my family of origin, if they're mad with you, they're not chatty. I've always been a person who, people always do this to me. I'm just sensitive, right? All of these, you are carrying the context and shining that context light on everything when you haven't learned that, oh, I get to decide how I want to see a thing, hear a thing, think about a thing based on the context I bring. So if you want to learn about that kind of stuff, you hang out with me here. And one of my favorite lines in an old movie called Arthur with Dudley Moore, I was talking about Liza Minnelli, who was his fiance, but he was just so not, like, it was an arranged marriage. And he would just rather be loaded than be with Liza Minnelli. And he said, she's a very beautiful person in a certain light, but it's hard to keep carrying around that certain light all the time. But that's what we do with our context and how we see things. And notice about the things that hurt you, words, facial expressions, and consider you have another option. And then come hang out with me, Brandy Moran. I believe in getting sturdy in ourselves and growing friendly with our humanity changes the world, babe. Because we don't have to fight about so much. We can choose from love and a stable ground, not having to fight for fear or anger all the time.